we have to now do a You Should Know This. So for those of you new to the Anything Can Happen game show, Ron is a music buff, music nerd. He knows a lot about music. I know very little about music, and I'm a film nerd. And Ron has played music.
A pitiful amount of knowledge on film. Like it's ridiculous. And I feel like you do have a little bit of an advantage of this game, because it's not like movie quotes are being played on FM radio for 20 years. It's not like that's a thing. So yeah, I feel like it's like encouraging, but also like, what the fuck, dude, emails from time to time where people are like, how did you not know that? That was sad. And I'm just like, look, I'm on the spot and I'm sorry.
I love all the angry emails we can potentially get. Those are the ones like, Ron, how the fuck did you miss that? Like, and I was thinking about this too before the show today. I was like, I do also have an unfair advantage. I forgot about just listening to stuff on the radio. You just pick stuff up, but also I've watched thousands of movies, and many of them have pop songs in their soundtracks. And so it's like, I'm like, oh, I remember that song from that movie, or what, like that's my only reference point. Like I couldn't tell you who's in the band, but I know that song's from that movie or whatever. Like, so I do have a little bit of an unfair advantage, because again, you're not like listening to a song that has movie quotes in it. Like those, it doesn't go. It's a one-way street.
That song talked about that. I'm sure there's some songs that do that, but yeah, it's not a common thing.
No, it is not a common thing. So Ron gives a quote from song lyrics, and I try to guess what it is, and we give each other hints, and then I will give a quote from a movie, and Ron tries to guess what it is, and usually can't. But it's fine. It's fun.
I occasionally get one.
You do occasionally get one. And I've been stumped on the music. I've needed you to give me like 15.
You're pretty solid. You've pretty, usually a hint or two, and you get there, or you get like close enough, and then I accidentally help you. I'm like, oh, you're thinking Kid Rock.
Which is so great.
I'll never give you a Kid Rock song. That's not something I think anyone needs to know, really. And this is based on my personal opinion. I get it, music's subjective, but I would never submit that as a You Should Know This.
And this game or segment of the game show was absolutely spawned out of Ron and I going on the road together, because we spent a lot of time in the car driving city to city. And I literally do a bit in my act of how Ron would say like, oh, it's the lead singer from, and I always make up a fictional, from the Bone Weasels. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck the Bone Weasels are, Ron. And you're like, how do you not know that crap? And then later in the thing, I'll be like, that scene from The Deer Hunter, and you're like, I've never seen it. I'm like, how the fuck you don't know the fucking
Deer? I still need to see that. Yeah,
Rob,
that is one of the ones. Yeah, I know. I still need to see that.
Okay, it's not gonna do it.
I'll be sitting around with my wife, and it'll be like, oh, there's all these movies I should really see. And then we're like, well, let's just revisit another sitcom. And it's like, I know I'm eating junk food. You know what I mean? Like I know I'm like snorting high fructose corn syrup. Like I know that's what I'm doing as far as what I'm consuming. But then it's like, I'll read books and I'll be like, well, that balances it out. Like that, right? I think
you're like a guy that eats plant-based food, but then has a Twinkie afterwards. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah. No, it's like, it's the equivalent of like the person who goes vegan, but only so they can just eat fries and drink beer every meal. Like that. Well, technically I'm doing it. Like you are by definition, but yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. Deep fried cauliflower technically is vegan, but it's not going to help. But it's vegan ranch. Okay, again, we need to get to a different. All right, so let's play a round of You Should Know This. Ron, hit me with your best shot.
You got it. Fire away. I don't care if Monday's blue, Tuesday's gray, and Wednesday too.
I know. It's Friday. I'm in love.
Nailed it. Yeah. Do you know the artist?
It's The Cure, right?
Yes, of course. Yes. Classic Cure tune. There you go. Figured you'd get that one.
Here's the thing, too. This is, again, where I have a little bit of an advantage, is because I'm slightly older, that song was huge. The Cure was huge.
Sure.
Like,
oh, yeah.
And I had a friend of mine made me a Cure cassette tape that I would listen to in my dorm room. And I would play. And on that album was show me, show me, show me how you do that trick. The one
like
that made you scream. So I know that whole album.
Yeah.
And I know some other
that's
obscure...
not on that album. That's that came later. Like Just Like Heaven was on the Kiss Me album, which is that's personally my favorite Cure album overall. Like I think and it's because of just some of the cuts on that album and the opening title track, The Kiss. I think it's just one of my favorite opening songs for any album. So I really love that album a bunch. But Friday I'm in Love actually came a little bit later on the Wish album. So they are not on the same album, but both were very big pop hits for them.
See, all I can go off is my vague recollection of a dorm room cassette mixtape, and Ron is busting out the exact albums in the chronology in which they came out.
One was 87, one was 92, and these are all things that, you know, there's better shit I could use my short term for, but that's just what stayed in it. I can't really I wish I was better at Italian, but instead I retain this shit. I don't like it that way. It's just the way it fucking is. And I'm sorry.
I like how you say, like, I was born this way. It's a curse. Stop judging me. Like, I was born this way. Well, that makes sense because 87 is when I graduated high school. So that's when I was living. So 87, 88 is when I was listening to the first album that you said, which was their first album, right? The Cure's first album was 87?
Oh, no. Their first album was like, I want to say probably, I think 79 was when it was released in the States, but it would have been like the Boys Don't Cry / Three Imaginary Boys album.
That's
and then, you know, and then they had a couple others before that. And then Head on the Door, that was probably their first commercially successful album. Like there was In Between Days was on that album. That became a kind of big hit. But then Kiss Me in 87, that was like their big, you know,
that was the one that blew up.
That was the one that blew up. And that was Just Like Heaven was on that album. And then Why Can't I Be You was, you know, even though it didn't live on as big of a hit, I mean, it's a huge hit amongst Cure fans. I mean, it's a crowd favorite when they play it. But even though that wasn't like, it didn't have quite the staying power of Just Like Heaven, it was actually the first single off that album and was a big single at the time too. So that was their big commercial success. And they've done okay since. They've done all right.
They've done all right.
Yeah.
But I used to play Show Me, Show Me, Show Me whenever I woke up in the morning, and I kind of annoyed my dorm mates and my room, the guys who lived next door to me. They would always hear me doom, doom, doom. Oh man. Oh, and I fell for this girl. Oh man. And that song reminded me of her. Oh God.
Yeah. Their music has gotten me. Oh yeah.
Yes. Fell for her. Oh, she was beautiful. Yeah.
That music's gotten me through many of breakups. I mean, pretty much all of them, really.
Well, isn't that the Cure's whole thing is just sort of like broken heart, sad, you know?
Yeah.
What I mean?
And you know, the ironic thing, Robert Smith, the singer and songwriter for the Cure, has been with the same woman since he was 14 years old.
Wow.
They've never, I mean, they're still together. They're literally still together to this day. He's in his 60s now. And I'm assuming she is too. But yeah, they've been together since they were 14 years old. So he's always had this. So he's never like all these breakups he sing about. I guess, I mean, unless they broke up and got back together, but presumably he's never had one.
Wow.
But I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Sorry that you know all this stuff now. I hope you don't retain all of it like I do.
No, there's no way. I all the album names used, I forgot them. I couldn't even tell. I know The Cure. I know Show Me, Show Me. I know Friday, I'm in Love. That's it's never going to go more than that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm never going to get more than that. Like, I'll hear some of their songs and I'll go, oh, I think that's The Cure, just because I heard that whole album a bunch. But it's, yeah.
Well, you got the question.
It's like Slumdog Millionaire. Sometimes you just, that kid wins on Oh, this is a movie you haven't seen, but
yes,
it's from
I have. I don't remember any of it, but I have seen that movie. He does the thing.
I'm 100% correct, Ron. The kid does the thing. That is the plot of the movie.
And he remembers everything because of messed up shit that happened in his life.
Yeah, and it's also like he just happens to remember all of this. They ask the questions of all of the obscure knowledge that he has. It's sort of like that could happen to any of us. Like any of us could win Jeopardy if they just happen to ask us all of this obscure knowledge. Like that could happen. And that's sort of which is a cool premise of the film. All right. When is enough enough? How many yachts can you water ski behind?
When is enough enough? How many yachts can you water ski behind? Jerry Maguire.
No.
No? All right. Because I thought maybe like before the You Had Me at Hello, that was sort of, all right. Give me a hint.
Well, it's in the same era of the Cure album.
Okay. All right. So we're talking late 80s. When is enough enough? How many yachts do you have to ski behind? I feel like I've heard this. A woman said this, right? Like this was a woman saying this to a man. Is that no? Okay, I'm thinking of a different movie then. You know what? I'm thinking of Bad News Bears again. I'm thinking that before the last game, one of the parents said that. I always do that.
Don't look in the chat. Don't look in the chat.
I'm not looking in the chat. They probably all know. When is enough enough? How many yachts do you need to ski behind? Christmas Vacation. Chevy Chase said that to his dickhead boss. No? That wasn't the Chevy Chase.
Oh, the conviction that you're saying with it? No, this is like, that's such a great, like if I wasn't quite sure, I would go, oh, maybe Ron's right.
Yeah. It was it a comedy? Can I get that hint?
No, it's not.
It wasn't a comedy. Okay. Shit. No. All right. So not a
comedy. I can give you another quote, or
give me another quote.
Greed is good.
Okay, and it's not a comedy.
Somebody in the chat put Weekend at Bernie's.
That's not the answer, I don't think.
No, that's not the answer, Ron. Weekend at Bernie's is a comedy.
Yeah, so this is not a comedy. And greed is good. When is enough enough? How many yachts do you have to ski behind? Not a comedy. Huh. Late 80s.
I can give you another quote.
All right, just give me one more quote, and then we'll see if I get warmer here. And then I'll just take the L. Oh, my wife knows the movie. She's telling me. She's off. She's laughing at me. No, don't tell me. Don't tell me. But yeah, she knows the answer.
Well, the specific quote is greed, for lack of a better word, is good. Here's another quote. Look, son, I don't go to bed with no whore. I don't wake up with no whore. That's how I know who I am.
Oh, snap. Oh, man. Late 80s. Not a... Okay. Now, shit. I'm not going to get it. But I feel like as soon as you say it, I'm going to be like, shit, that's right.
I don't know. You want me to give you some more hint? Like
no. Hints? All right. You can give me one actor. And then if I get in the ballpark, we'll keep going. But if not, yeah, I'll have to take the L.
Daryl Hannah.
Drama. Shit. I keep thinking of comedies. Like for some reason I keep thinking this was like a parody thing. And I want to be like, what about Bob? Like I don't know like why that hit me, but yeah, I know that's wrong. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to take the L on this one.
There's a father-son acting team in it. They're actual fathers and sons, and they play a father-son in the movie.
Really? Father-son. They play a father and son in the movie. It's late 80s. And is it bad? I'm asking, is it bad that I don't know this? Is this like really obvious?
Yeah.
Oh, you've never actually seen it. Oh, okay. I think it's pretty bad that I don't know this. But my wife's like, I've never even seen the actual movie, but I know that line and I know the movie. So yeah, it's probably kind of embarrassing that I don't know this. I mean, if someone knows a quote, but they've not even seen the movie, that means it's a pretty famous quote.
Pretty famous quote.
So
pretty famous, iconic movie,
iconic
late
movie.
80s. So it's kind of summing up the 80s in a lot of ways.
Falling Down. No, just kidding.
Oh, Falling Down. Falling Down, there's a very similar actor in Falling Down and in this movie.
Really? Okay. Well, Falling Down, that was early 90s, I'm pretty sure. But yeah. Okay. So, iconic drama summed up the 80s.
Jesus Christ. I mean, this is like I'm doing everything but writing the word out of the
Can I buy a vowel? No. Geesh. Yeah, sorry, man. I'm drawing a blank. I know this should be obvious, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
So, I mean, the Falling Down clue is pretty big.
All right. So that's, I mean, Michael Douglas isn't in it, is he? Or is he? Oh, he is? Ah, shit. And I still don't know.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This is like one of...
All right, my final guess, the Bone Weasels.
Yes, the Bone Weasels go to court. That was their...
The Bone Weasels go to... Yeah. Wait. All right, our final guess. Ernest Goes to Jail. That's my final guess.
Starring Michael Douglas and the father and son team of Martin and Charlie Sheen.
Oh, no shit. So Martin and Charlie Sheen. Yeah, all right.
I've given you 4 actors in this movie. I know,
man.
All A-listers.
I know. And I still, as soon as you say the title, I'm going to be like, oh, fuck, yeah, I know that.
This is literally like John, Paul, George. I don't know the band. I can't. I don't know. I can't figure it out.
Star Wars. Final guess.
The guy from Wings. He's in the same band. John, Paul, George, and I can't figure this out.
There was a big solo artist. He was the biggest in the world at one point. Before that, he was with some family members. There were 5 of them. I get it. It's bad. I don't know this, but yeah, I'm drawing a blank, man. I'm having, yeah. I know as soon as you say the title, I'm gonna be like, oh God, I should have known that. But yeah, I don't know.
These hints are fantastic because I'm going to just like, other than read the script without the full title, I don't know what else to give you.
Read the first page of the script.
All right, I'll give you this. I'll give you another hint. I'll give you another hint. It takes place in Manhattan.
It takes place in Manhattan. Oh man, so it's not Muppets Stole Manhattan, but that's a comedy. That's a comedy.
Wait a minute, Muppets Stole Manhattan actually is a very serious drama, Ron.
Is it really? No, come on. It's
Jesus
stupid.
Christ, Ron. No, it's a comedy. The Muppets do serious thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you because this is too much fun to just literally tell you everything. So, Ron, it takes place in Manhattan.
All right.
It's about, we talk about greed and how much is enough and water skiing behind yachts. So there's some kind of money or financial aspect to this movie.
So wait, it's not Wolf of Wall Street.
But no, that came out like
later,
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So was there a movie in the 80s
that was more Wall Street centric? Is that what you're saying? Was it just called Wall Street?
Yes, Ron. Do you not know of the movie? You've never heard of the movie Wall Street?
Oh, it's just called Wall Street. That's all there is to it.
Yes.
Oh no, shit! I didn't. Why didn't they? I didn't even know that. That was like the movie. That's like a band called Anarchy or something. Like why? Like that's it? That's the entire name? Like there's got to be. I'm googling this.
It's literally like some kind of Star Wars type space movie. What's it called?
What was it?
The movie's called Wall Street. That's the
All right.
movie. It came out in 1987.
Oh yeah, I've seen this around. I didn't. Okay, it came out in '87, same year as just like as Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me. That would have been ironic if I would have chosen a song from that album. Then we would have had the same year.
Oh my God!
I didn't know that was. All right. I never knew that. Oh yeah. Now that I'm looking at this. Oh yeah, Daryl Hannah, who was also in or was that movie where she was the mermaid or whatever? I've seen that. Oliver Stone wrote this. No shit. All right, I got to see Wall Street. That is a movie I should know. And I should know that it's called Wall Street.
I mean, literally, you said Wolf of Wall Street? Like,
well, I said it's not that because I knew that was not. Yeah. Anyway.
You literally just had to drop Wolf of, and you would have had.
If we would have done a Hangman game, I would have gotten it. I would be like, well, there's not enough for, but it's like, so it's part of that. All right, I'm going to go with Wolf of. Is that the film?
Oh my God. This is so fantastic. I love playing this game. I love it when it goes on this long and you literally, I gave you everything. Martin and Charlie Sheen are in it. Daryl Hannah plays Charlie Sheen's girlfriend. Michael Douglas is the lead. I mean, Charlie Sheen and Michael Douglas, he plays Gordon Gekko, which is a fictional character, but he's modeled after this Ivan Boesky, who was a big trader who got busted. I think it was 87. I can't remember what year this came out. Maybe it was 88, 89, somewhere in there, but it was late 80s. It was definitely in that era. I don't know if you want to look it up on IMDb and get the exact stats on it, but yeah, and he gives this speech, and in the movie, the speech, he goes, greed, for lack of a better word, is good. Greed of life, and that speech in the movie is based on what this guy, Ivan Boesky, actually said at a shareholders meeting or something like that.
Yeah, so it's saying that this was a tribute to Oliver Stone's dad, who was a stockbroker during the Great Depression. And Gekko is supposed to be a composite of several people, including Dennis Levine, Ivan Boesky, Carl Icahn, Asher Adelman, and Michael Milken.
Yeah. All these, there was a whole junk bond thing in the 80s, another financial collapse that Wall Street capitalized on. And some of these guys actually back then, they kind of regulated it. Some of them kind of went to jail. And so this is based on a lot of that. You should know this. I have 1, Ron Plagone has 12. Thank you, Kate, for that very accurate score of it's fantastic. Yeah. I think
it's negative 12. I think they gave me negative points.
Oh, I got 1. Ron got negative 12. Yes, that is correct. Ron got negative 12. Every one of those, like literally giving you everything except the title.
I didn't realize that was just the title of the movie. But yeah, I don't know. Again, my short term is full of album years and what the singles were instead of.
There's no room for Wall Street.
There's no room for movies I should see. So
no room for that. I love too the sort of anger at like, it's not just called Wall Street. I mean, that's a boring title. Like, who would call a movie Wall Street? What the call it something else? The Wall Street fight to something. I mean, come on, like
the Wall Street douche canoes. It was right there.
Oh God. That was my favorite. That was my favorite. You should know this. I think that is my favorite. Wall Street is my favorite. You should know this we've ever played. I've never given you that many clues.
And I still didn't get it. Usually I either get it right away or I don't get it. There is no in between where eventually.
No, there's no in between.
Oh yeah, it's either like, oh yeah, I know that movie, or it's like, yeah, this is probably something really obvious that I should be able to connect, but it's not going to happen. It's. Once you said not a comedy, I was like, yeah, no, I'm done. I'm not gonna get this one.
This was so great, and this was a pre Charlie Sheen losing his shit, Tiger Blood.
Yeah,
Charlie
it's almost like he did that movie and then decided he wanted to be like the bad guys, just like as a personality.
Well, yeah, I mean, he went nuts. He's got a drug problem. But like this is back when a young Charlie Sheen, people were like, oh man. And he was in this movie. And I think there was even I don't know that he didn't win the, but he might've been nominated, or the movie won some Oscars, I believe. So it was like, wow, this Charlie Sheen kid, he's going to be an amazing young actor. And everybody already knew Martin Sheen as this great actor. And so, yeah, it's a really good movie. So the next time you're thinking about watching, Friends again or whatever, you might want to.
I've never watched Friends. I didn't watch I've never seen it. I've never seen Friends.
Okay.
That's the truth. Have you?
Yes, I've seen Friends. Ron.
Yeah. See, I never got into it. I mean, I'm sure it's fine. I never got bit by that bug. So I didn't watch the reunion. I'm not hip to Friends. I was more of a Frasier guy. That was my jam.
Yeah, somebody put in the chat too, Charlie Sheen. Well, he did. Yeah, this is when Charlie Sheen was like going to be this A-list Academy Award winning actor. He did Platoon, he did Wall Street, and it was like, wow, he is this amazing young actor. And then things kind of went sideways. Well,
he did okay for himself. He just went nuts.
Yeah, he went nuts.
Mean, he 2.5 Men had a good run, but he just went. I mean, he became the character from that show, basically, except kind of crazier, I guess.
Yeah, a crazier version of that. But now I'm sure he's doing great. I'm sure he's got a show in Vegas or something.
He's doing a one-man show in Vegas where he does a mesh of all of his characters. And then he does the Wall Street. They're like, that's Wall Street. That's Wall Street. That's the full name of the movie. I know that one.
And it's called 2.5 Wall Street Platoons.
2.5 Wall Street Platoons. That's my next album.
Holy shit. This is so fun. Ron, you got time to answer a couple of tips if anyone gave them to us?
Yeah, I'll stick around for a couple.
Lisa Shiaman, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Thank you, Ron and Graham. Thank you all for tuning in. This is such a fun show to do. It's such serious stuff. This is so great. Annalise Show. What's up, Annalise? Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Great show, guys. Everyone check out the interview that came out today on Hard Lens Media with Susie Dawson, where she talks about Panquake and talk liberation. Please support Panquake. They are over 50% done in getting Panquake up and running. They need more donations, so they just spread the word on Panquake. Give a couple bucks if you can, and check that out and go listen to Susie Dawson on Hard Lens Media. MHC, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. If anything represents our current politics, it's Nick being so accurately jaded and guessing Republican or Democrat that he gets questions wrong, which is so. I mean, yeah, his guesses were like.
His logic was really great for all of it. Well, except for the hold steady thing. But outside of that, his logic was killer.
I love that Ron's got a little ruffled because he thinks that he was called Wine Mom music. But it sounded like he still should be correct on the list. Yeah, I know. It felt almost wrong not letting Nick be right on those answers. Bill Nye, the highest guy. Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Great show. Thanks, Graham. Thank you, Bill. Thank you for supporting our show. And you guys can go to rockman.com/Graham Elwood and support the show. And if you are a premium member, I do a Monday night live stream at 8:00 Pacific. I didn't do one this past one because it was the holiday, but you get my content, my premium content. You get Ron Placones, you get Status Coup, you get Annalise Garcia, you get Whitney Webb, Jimmy Dore, Abby Martin, Lee Camp. You get a bunch of people. Lynn B, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Lynn, great episode. You guys should have Zach and Gavin from the Vanguard on your game show.
Oh, we totally should. Yes.
Do you know those guys? I don't really know them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to. Their show's a lot of fun, man. You got to do their show sometime.
Dude, reach out to them. And
I will. Yeah, I will. No, they would be a lot of fun. Yeah, getting the two of them to compete. That'd be a fun one. Yeah, we should definitely do that. Absolutely.
I've asked Abby Martin and Mike Preisner, but they got a kid, so they're
a little busy right now. Yeah, they got their hands full.
Yeah, they can't say. They're like, both of us can't do an interview right now because someone has to be with the baby. So
right.
like, we'll
we'll
get you guys on at some other point. But I will tell people that I have put together and editing what they call in the show business industry is a little sizzle reel. We're going to pitch this as a TV show and try to do it for real.
Stoked.
Lucy's so pumped.
You know what's crazy? I just found out Lucy's seen Wall Street. She was meowing the answer to me. She was like, my wife just tweeted me the photo. She wrote "what the fuck" in her cat bowl with some of her food. She's like, even I knew that.
When you said Wolf of Wall Street, I'm amazed Lucy didn't just like straight up bite you or scratch you or something.
Right, like, just jump up. He's like, I've seen that movie.
We have to do this show live in front of a live audience because
people will start yelling at me.
Well, I want to hear
just be people yelling at me the whole time. They'll be so like impassioned and yelling that it'll just be a wall of sound. So I still won't know the fucking answer because I won't be able to make out the information. I'll be like, listen, raise your hand if you have something to say.
Like when you said, I know it's not Wolf of Wall. When you would have said Wolf of Wall Street, a comedy club crowd would have gone bananas if they would have gone, what? Oh my God. Like,
you know, the sad thing is I'm not playing it up at all. Like I really am like this, not knowledgeable on movies, especially when put on the spot.
Oh, it's so great. It's so fantastic. I mean, oh God. And the star of Falling Down is in it, and you still couldn't.
Which is one of my. Hey, can I say something real quick before I sign off? Though I think we should update some people on this because we're getting some questions about it. So some of you guys are asking about certain cities like Boston and some other places. So what's likely going to happen here is we wanted to tag some of the Northwest and the Northeast. We were hoping to tag Canada and parts of Canada on with those dates. Like we were hoping to go to Montreal, Toronto, then out west. We were really hoping to go to Vancouver. Right now, you can't cross the border unless you're a medical professional or you're essential travel, basically, which we are not essential travel. We're, entertainers. So, I don't know when that's going to lift. We don't know when that's going to lift. So what we're going to do is some of the Northeast and the Northwest, we're going to push to 2022 when, that's probably not going to be an issue anymore because we felt a little weird booking a show that we may not be able to go to. That's a little strange. Like, hey, Canada, we're coming, except we might not be able to cross the border. So we might not come, but get your tickets anyway. Seemed a little strange. So we're gonna wait on a couple places, but we will be going there.
Yeah. We had the talk today, and so like Boston in the Northeast and Montreal and Toronto, we're going to just do that on a separate run, probably in the spring or summer of next year of 2022, and then Portland, Seattle, and Vancouver will do the same thing. We were having a hard time getting a venue in Portland, one venue we were going to use, and the comedy club wasn't available, and so. So yeah, we're just unfortunately, so Portland, Seattle, and Vancouver are not going to be on this particular tour. And nor is like we want to do Texas again. So we're just going to have to just find some other weekends to do, like go to Texas and then maybe like do a couple shows in Colorado, like a couple nights in Denver, something like that. And yeah, the West is a little trickier just because the cities are so spread out that it's hard. We can't just, like Denver and then Boise. It's like it's a long drive. So
yeah, that's the part of the world that's pretty spread out. But yeah, that's one of the reasons we were hoping to get to the Northwest as soon as we could. Same with the Northeast. But yeah, we wanted to get our friends up north up in there too. So we decided it might just be easiest if we just kind of push that back and just instead, kind of focus on, on other areas that we're not going to connect to Canada. So there's still a lot of cities. We're coming to a ton of places this year, and we're so stoked. But a few places we are gonna push to next year so that we can see our Canadian friends too. So we're excited for that, and looking forward to it.
Because we know there's many of you that watch both of our shows up in Canada, and so we want to make sure we can hit the couple of the key cities in Canada to do those shows. So apologize, we can't get every city, but we literally have somewhere in the neighborhood of about 24, 25 cities that we're hitting on this tour. So we're hitting a large chunk of the country. So yeah, if you are in the Pacific Northwest, maybe come down to San Francisco or our show in LA. Come down for those shows. I mean,
feel free to come down.
I mean, the first show of the tour, September 11th at Cobb's, which is this beautiful, iconic comedy club theater in San Francisco. And it's a big space. And the governor of California and the city of San Francisco just expanded the seating from 120 to like 300 or 400. So we can accommodate a lot of people in San Francisco. Most of our venues are like 100-seat venues. So a lot of them in the past have sold out kind of quickly. So if, come down from Portland or Seattle or Vancouver, come to San Francisco, or fly in from Denver or whatever. I mean, like, make a weekend of it,
come see us in San Francisco. It's a matinee show too. So you still got your evening.
Yeah. You could literally
come to check out San Francisco.
Yeah. You could come to our shows at 3, and then that night you could go see a band or do something else in San Francisco and just have a great night in that city, which is awesome. And then Sunday we're in Sacramento. So
you can go see a Cure tribute band, and then they'll have Wall Street playing in the background. Will they play?
You can go to a Michael Douglas Falling Down cosplay. I'm sure they have that somewhere.
Oh, that'd be so awesome. I'd want to be him. That'd be the most fun character to be. Think of all the cool accessories you would have. Just an empty suitcase, and then just a bunch of random weapons that you didn't have an hour ago, and then just
walking around looking like an accountant with a bag full of guns. Yeah, that'll be fantastic. But also we're going to say this. So the weekend that we were going to go to Portland and Seattle, the weekend of the 24th and 25th of September, the clock's ticking. So we're going to try to at least get maybe a venue in Vegas or San Diego or somewhere else that's drivable or something like that, since the Portland and Seattle thing didn't happen. So we'll try to fill those out. But again, a lot of the ticket links are already up. So get your tickets now if we're coming to a city near you. And, because again, many of them have sold out in the past, and, we haven't been on the road in a year and a half. So there's been a big demand. We know we're already selling tickets. All of the city links, all of the links we've already put up, the tickets have already been selling in all these cities. So you don't want to get left out. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Ron's going to have his guitar. We're going to do that. There might Granny Petrol might show up.
A lot of fun, y'all.
The artist formerly known as Shimshay might be at some shows. Nancy Pelosi might call in. We don't know. We don't know who's going to show up, but there's going to be a lot of fun people. So go to ronplacone.com or grahamelwood.com. Ron, thank you so much for doing Anything Can Happen and writing the majority of the questions. We appreciate that. And then where can people follow what you're doing?
You can follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone and on all other socials at Ron Placone. I make it easy. And also my website, ronplacone.com, where you can grab some tickets for some of our live shows. And you can also check out my podcast and get your news on with Ron, which you can also watch on YouTube and Rockfin. And I will see you all soon.
Yes. Thanks, Ron. We will see you soon, my friend.
All right, Graham. Peace.
Hey, everybody, it's Graham Elwood. We are going on the road, Ron Placone and I, in September and October. Check grahamelwood.com for tour dates, probably coming to a city near you. A lot of these shows have sold out in the past. We haven't been on the road in a year and a half because of the pandemic. Come out and join us. The post-pandemic comedy tour. Go to grahamelwood.com for tickets. New cities being announced every day. Join us. And support what we do at patreon.com/GrahamElwood and rockfin.com/GrahamElwood. Blockchain cryptocurrency platform. Thank you. You're making Gotham great again.